Hello there, Pastafarians, it's me, Schizophrenic H. Today is January the 14th day of the 12,020th day of our language here. 12,020th year, rather, of our collaboration. Hey, there's fucking apes out here trying to make it work. Yeah. Cisco Perez here. Welcome back! Thank you for coming to the show. We're a little bit late today because I slept in. Holy shit. My Christmas vacation is over. Or, I say vacation, but I was doing lots of work during it. And so then yesterday I just slept all day long. Like, just all the way out. Just unconscious. What's wrong with the priests and nuns this time? We'll talk about that. I'll show the video. We can talk about a couple of them, what they're saying. But mostly, they're very backwards and they're thinking about sex and procreation. And they have very dangerous thoughts. They have very stupid thoughts. And then it leads them to very unkind behaviors. So we'll be going over that. Because we're going to watch the video. Going to be talking about Montana as well. How fucking stupid that shit is. Let me get my shit ready. I've only got one monitor again still. I've got to go down to town and, well, not down to town, but up the road, and get myself paid, do some services there, sell some of my Pastafarian wares, and buy a bracket to put my other monitor on, so I can put it on this wall right here. We're still sort of moving in. It's been full of people this whole time. It's been hard to know exactly where I want things to go and stuff, but you know, I think it's coming along. Let's listen to another song right here while I take my medications. See you in just a moment.
Without the heart brings you back. This empty is not for free. This OPC is killing me. So desperately I'll sing to the other love. Shove it off, so raging hate and pain and fear itself. And I can't keep these feelings on the shelf. I've tried, well, no, like I lied. To be frank to suicide, but I got too much pride inside to hide or slide. I'll do it on the side and let it ride until I die. And only then shall I abide. Yes, try to catch little tunes. My 50-minute ditties. I wanna bust all your balloons. I wanna burn all of your trees to the ground. I found I will not mess around unless I play. And hey, I will go on all day. Hear what I say, I'm prepared to pray. That's really all this was. When I'm feeling stuck in the buck, I don't rely on luck because the heart feels better. I ain't telling you no lie. Oh, man, she can't
ILS3 Trolling is here, welcome. But I do have to go. No, I'm joking, that's a joke. That's comedy there because of how you're always coming at the end. Coming at the end, eh? Hey, let's watch this video. If you've already seen it, my apologies, but I do want to talk about what these dickballs are saying in the streets, totally willing to say with their mouths to people who come up and talk to them. Is that working? It is working. Alright, so here's this guy.
The term legal thing, I don't really... Is that the general idea? Which one's the major thrust today?
The major thrust is getting...
So the reason I was asking about that is because it was... these people back here were signing up for changing the laws. So I was making sure that everyone was aware that it wasn't just a statement of personal belief, but that they are here to change the law, to change what the people who don't believe what they believe have to do. And they both agreed that, or many people agreed that it was important. I talked to a couple people. In the beginning, I was not very good. This girl here, she said the same thing to me 4 times in a row. I didn't hear her. I was way over here. I took this off pretty soon, because that's probably why. Also, there's a lot of drums over here, so it wasn't fully my fault. A, I was nervous. B, I was covered on my ear holes. And C, I was accosted by the very loud decibels of a band. So I do apologize about how poorly I did this interview. But, you know, it was no stress. I think everybody was like, what's wrong with this guy? But, you know, nobody was hurt. No feelings were hurt or anything. Then I talked to this lady, and I talked to this fellow, and then I talked to this dude. And he says a couple of the things that I'd very much like to point out while we talk about this.
It's better than nothing.
So this is what we're asking for today, but also religiously you feel...
And it's this part right here.
Okay. And is that what this rally's about? Is the definition of life at conception? Or
sorry,
is this
everybody.
For joining the rally today?
Because life begins at conception.
Okay. And is that what this rally is about? Is the definition of life at conception? Or is this about a third term legal thing? I don't really... Is that the general idea? Which one's the major thrust today?
The major thrust is getting done what we think we can get done.
Okay.
And a restriction at 22 weeks is better than no restriction at all.
So by what we can get done, you think the sort of compromise that we can come to, is that what you mean by that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's better than nothing. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing.
So this is what we're asking for today, but also religiously you feel... would you say that this is religiously motivated, your involvement today?
Mostly.
Excellent. I don't want to...
I'm a Christian.
Excellent, cool. And so you're talking about life at the beginning of conception. I've been asking a couple people today how they feel about sort of like surrogates, when people use surrogates to have their baby, like they make 6...
That's not very interesting. And then after the surrogate question, I talk about rape, and nobody this whole day said, well, I think in the case of rape, it really should be up to the person. Here I am talking to a number of passers-by that don't want to talk to me, and then I talk to this lady here, says things that nobody else said. So she is worth a listen to. but since we're only making fun of people today, we're not going to. Please do tell me what you think of the experiment here. Normal clothes. Josephine couldn't even find me when she came to look for me because I looked so normal. I was hiding right in plain sight. And so I think because of that, nobody who started talking to me, except for this one at the end, didn't eventually answer all my questions. So I found that to be very interesting, that sort of blending in was so helpful. Anyway, so here's all of these people. This is the end of the march. They're going to cross the street and then that's it. They've been marching and they're back to where they started. And so, you know, a lot of people you'll see are leaving the march behind me and through this space here to go home. And so I'm asking them now that they're done, what it is that they're talking about, and none of them want to talk about it. Also, look at all these people who are very much trying to help babies that don't even have blood or differentiated cells yet. And all of these people here have been living in these tents for who knows how long, and they seem not to give a shit. Though, happily, this young lady does mention the homeless people, so that is nice. She is the only one to notice the glaring hypocrisy right here. Okay, and so then I talk to this guy, and he also confesses that he wants his religion to be legislated. So let's see if we can get him to confess that.
I've heard that today is about a couple things specifically. What is it about for you? Is it more about the legislation that's trying to be passed, or is it about the idea that life begins at conception, or what are you saying today?
Yeah, it's all of that. It's the more people that will come out here and show their support for the evil of abortion, the more likely we are to have it ended.
So you say the evil of abortion, is this a religious idea for you?
No. I mean, I don't know if it's religious or not. I mean, it's a commandment, thou shalt not kill.
Well, that's...
So, you know, I'm going to have to pause here and talk about a couple of these things, because that's just fucking crazy, isn't it? Like, what the fuck? You don't know if it's religious, but it is a commandment, thou shalt not kill. You quote the Bible right after saying you don't know if it's religious. Bones is here. Here's Bones. A lot of you don't believe that Bones is here. You've been writing in the comments. Give me a Bones. Come sit down. I'm going to prove to you that he's here. I'm going to give him some things. Alright, go sit down on your bed. Good boy, go sit down. No, on your bed. Go sit down. Go back up. Good boy, sit down. Speak! 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 Come on, Bones. He's jumping. Good boy, speak! Alright. Good boy, go sit on your bed. Sit down. Sit down. Good boy. Speak! Alright. Are these good? Do you like these at all? You want to do another trick, Bones? Sit down. Sorry. Speak! Alright. So he's a horse, it sounds like. My apologies. I'll work on that. Sorry, Bones. Are those too sparky in you? They got lucky. Okay. Anyway, that's Bones. He was licking his water, and he's going to be doing it again later, and then he'll be licking his ass. So that's unfortunate. Let me know. Yeah. Anyway, this guy's crazy. Let's listen to some more.
It's from the Bible, so it's like a religious. This is a religious topic that you're out here about.
Well, yeah.
Religiously motivated to be here.
Well, I'm motivated to be here because life is beautiful, and we shouldn't be ending it in the womb for convenience sake and so forth.
What is the difference between our religious conviction and political conviction? Is there a difference, or are they? Should our politics reflect our spiritual beliefs, or is that what we can expect?
I don't really know how to answer that. I'm not very political. I believe in God, and I believe that, all life is beautiful, and therefore it shouldn't be ended, for...
Like legally shouldn't be ended?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, he doesn't know if he's political, but he wants his religious beliefs to be the law of the land. So that's weird. I think they very much confess that it doesn't matter what we're giving them today. They will never look at it like a compromise. Oh, sorry, buddy. Do you need some water? Yeah, you're a good boy. I'm gonna go get him water. So they're not looking for a compromise. They're not looking for this bill that they're proposing be thought of as a agreement between the two extremes of the conversation that they'll be happy with, and then they'll preach that, but we really wish that you would agree with us that, good boy, you got some water there? But they're looking to make their extreme view the law. They'll never think of any of these bills as friendly compromise. They look at it as a battlefield, and they'll take whatever successes they can, and never give anything up, and look at it as a war instead of a war that they have to get all the way to the end. Let's see. So then I look around for other people to talk to me, and I notice a lot of people who are wearing full religious gear, and for some reason none of them will speak to me. Including this man here, who brags about how he has a very large contract that says that he can't give interviews, and I don't. What the fuck? Jesus is gonna fire you? Really? Like, if you give an interview, you can't help the Catholic Church anymore? That's the fucking craziest thing I've seen. But they are definitely willing to come out and march in a parade of hate. So I find that to be really duplicitous. I am a Pastafarian, and so what's funny is, I was dressing up, in my my Pastafarian garb and going out, trying to get people to talk to me, and then they wouldn't. And so then I go out in my normal clothes, and they finally talk to me. This guy does exactly the opposite. He goes dressed up so that people won't talk to him. What in the fuck is going on here? They totally have everything wrong, quite obviously. And if they stopped worshipping mythology, they would see that. So then I finally, after being very, very rude to a lot of people, I finally got one guy with one of these to talk about it. And at the end, we finally get down to, he confesses again that they are coming for the law. So let's listen.
Understand that from the heart that, hey, life is precious.
Yeah.
And to end a life under any circumstances is going to be an egregious situation.
Right, but not illegal. I'm talking about the legality of it. If a woman who is raped and says, I really feel like I would like to terminate this, would you like to make that illegal?
Okay, so from there, from that stance of hopefully getting somebody's understanding that life is precious. Life should be precious.
It is precious.
All the way from the very natural beginning to the very natural end.
That is my last question about the rape, though.
And so with that, from a legality standpoint, I would hope to think that everybody would want my life, your life, anybody else's life to be protected in that same manner from beginning to end.
Legally protected.
Under the law, yes.
Yes, under the law.
So he tried as hard as he could to not say it. We'll go back again to when I first asked it, and he says, legally aside, and he tries to not talk about the legality of it, when that's exactly what we're out here to talk about. And yes, absolutely, they're not going to give up until it's the law. So finally at the end, though, he confesses that yes, legally, I want it legally protected from conception when, before the cells have even differentiated, while it's even a pre-embryo, I want that to be considered a human. As much human as the humans that I don't want to be able to decide that they are finished, that they don't want to participate in life anymore. I didn't talk to any of them about that, but many of them brought it up. But again, the prophet Terry Pratchett was a big proponent of assisted suicide for those who want to want to take control of their pain at the end of their lives. Mato Fritz is here. Welcome back, Mato. We're having a very nice, chill day today, going over the shit that I did on the weekend. So, but I'm only using one of the monitors here, so I'm finally getting back to your chats. Slow the playback down. Oh, I finally did. My apologies about that. Or speed it up, I guess. Hiding in plain sight, is that why you lost your accent and just ran out of effort over the course of the day? No, I went there specifically, and I thought it was a really good idea the night before. I was thinking about it. How do I be non-confrontational? It's like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to wear my normal clothes. And in fact, I might even just do my normal voice. And it worked. I felt... what's really funny is... when I go out and I do this thing on the streets, I feel very honest in what I'm doing, right? Like, I'm playing a character, but I'm not trying to trick anyone. When people talk about Anthony Van der Bosco, they sort of talk about a feeling of duplicitousness that he has, especially in the very beginning. Maybe he's getting over, or maybe he's not projecting it as much, because I don't think he's duplicitous. I think he comes off as duplicitous to a lot of people for a number of reasons that are hard to really even imagine. But we don't. But he doesn't. He's not. He doesn't feel duplicitous, and I don't feel duplicitous when I go out there in a costume, talking in an accent about religion. I just feel like I'm playing the game. But, you know, this Saturday when I went out to talk to the Catholics in my normal voice and my normal clothes, I did. I felt like I was trying to get one over on them. Felt like I was trying to, like, you know, also like the Daily Show correspondents when they go out and they talk to someone, it's like, yeah, but you're lying to them to get them to say stupid stuff. And so it's the closest that I've ever felt to that I am cheating the people that I'm talking to instead of being sort of fair to them, like looking them right in the eye. I felt like I was cheating these Catholics a little, if you can believe that. So you know, it was a thing I chose to do, and it worked. And so I'm going to you know, maybe try that in a couple more cases. What's his religion? Most of these people here are Catholics, but some of them only identified as Christian. As the retrolling said, it's not religious and thou shalt not kill in the same breath. I know, right? Like, what in the fuck? Mater Fritz, hi, long time no see. Yes, long time no see. School is going again. I've got all of the kids in the grades they need to go in. I still need to switch around some of the classes, I think, but no one's in the house but me and Bones and Sammy, so we're streaming. Slept all day yesterday. Because it was the first day off of, you know, parenting during the Christmas break, which is my number one job, eh? The thing that I like to do the most is just be, you know, the person who is around, right? Being the fucking housewife, or the house husband, or whatever. You know, be here when the kids are like, oh fuck, I need blah blah blah. Like, I like that the most as a job. And then secondly, I like, well, to sleep, I guess, as we learned from yesterday. And then thirdly most is you guys, no offense or anything. The Church of the Flying Spaghetti, Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster Latte Prior to say hello everyone. Welcome. Sorry, there's just so many words here. That is sort of the irony of the moving from the phrase Mormon to Church of Latter-day Saints. It's just, the reason is obfuscation, obviously, right? To fucking put that many syllables in somebody's mouth is just to fuck with them. And what's really funny is they can't call me an ex-Mormon anymore because we're all ex-Mormons, aren't we? So I'm not an ex-Mormon. I'm yeah, and I'm still a member of the cult, to be honest. Anyways, what's the next thing to talk about? That was my video. You can go watch it if you'd like. There's more things said, but yeah, no, I think I was talking quite clearly. Oh, and then afterwards, after I talked, I really laid into that fucking priest, called him evil. Because my Christmas, what is that thing? Resolution that you're trying to do for this year is not, I'm trying to stop not telling people what I think, right? Like, a lot of people ask me point blank, like, what do you think about this? And I, like, don't answer. So I'm going to try to just be like, oh yeah, I think that's fucking terrible. I think you're awful and I think you're evil. I'm trying to say that a lot more in normal life because of, fuck man, this shit is getting crazier. We're here in the election year and starts off with straight up, full blown, we're going to do it, man. Jesus. Like, he's got a move and he's been telegraphing the move for years and years and years. And he's like, you know what will definitely get me re-elected? So, fuck, man. Christ. Yeah, little politics there for you. But we're talking about politics. We're talking about changing the laws, right? That's what they're coming out to do, is like, I'd really like the laws changed. And so, look, I've got no problem with the Catholics believing this. Okay, if they were just believing this stuff, it's fine. Oh, and specifically contraception too. They all, at the end, I was so fucking slow to clue into what these people were saying that I never talked to them about end of life decisions, and I only at the end even brought up contraception. So I'm pretty slow at this, but I'm getting better, because I just did some practice. So anyway, so at the end I started talking about contraception, and he's like, yeah, blah, 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 don't want to hold nothing back. So, I really laid into this guy at the end, and then two people came to, like, rescue him from me, and it's like, dude, he's dressed up. Like, how are you... Redonk is here. Hello, Redonk. I know a guy who was kicked out of his house at age 15 because his religious mother found condoms. To give up your very first job, so if life is a fucking balance of addictions, right? It's super easy to become addicted to your family, right? If we're not really balancing our values, but we're actually balancing our addictions, valuing and becoming addicted to family is easy. It's super easy. So to be able to kick your kid out at 15 because they disagree with you a little about what's the best book in the world is obviously I was going to use some very extreme language there, but it's obviously a dereliction of duty on your part as a parent. Like, quite obviously, you fucking were not grown up enough to do this job. You really should not have signed up for this. So either you shouldn't have fucked or you should have worn a condom, you fucking moron. The idea that we cannot... Okay, so Christopher Hitchens said that there's a known cure for poverty. He said that we know what it is, we've proven it, and it's putting women in charge of in control of their reproduction. Putting the control in the hands of the individual saves a community from poverty. And so for the Catholic Church to just not give a shit about the actual fucking welfare and it's unhealthy to be in poverty. Like, it's not good for their people. They're not having happy lives. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, obviously, because kicking out a 15-year-old kid, like, how's a 15-year-old kid supposed to do it, right? Fucking, I'm a 40-year-old person. This thing still doesn't fucking make sense. We are moved down into town here, and we're gonna have to get 3 full-time jobs between the two of us. It's gonna be crazy down here. How the fuck is a fucking 15-year-old supposed to do anything? It's throwing your kid to the wolves for your book. Such a weird thing that we are capable of as humans. Like, we make fun of these animals that treat their young irrespectfully, and good gracious, we are capable of much, much worse. So anyway, fuck that shit. Stop talking about those assholes. Montana fucking done a thing here where they decided that, let me read a little bit of it. A member of the clergy or a priest, and so that's me, is not required to make a report under this section of the if the communication is required to be confidential by canon law, church doctrine, or established practice. So we can just establish a church practice, and then the law has to fucking deal with it. So I just wanted to let you know that it is established practice here that I cannot tell the authorities about any of your bank robberies or sort of white collar crimes, you know, where you like stole from the 401k or whatever. Especially if you donate some of that to the church. I'm not allowed by church practice to tell the authorities about it. Because in Montana, because the Jehovah's Witnesses don't want to tell the authorities when someone confesses to being a child sexual predator, they don't have to. And that's the fucking craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. Except for these fucking Catholics. I keep hearing the craziest thing every day. It gets crazier and crazier. Yeah, anyway. So it's 3 o'clock, so then I gotta shut all this down and start doing my real job, eh? And trying to figure out how to acclimatize Sammy to this new area. She was an outdoor cat. She's losing her mind. Cooped up in here for this many weeks. She'd rather die out there in the wild, or not the wild, in the streets, than be in here and smell us another day. So, gonna have to go take my cat for a walk. Thanks a lot for coming by, Pastafarians. Yeah, no promises, but I will attempt to do streaming whenever I can, which I think is going to be quite often, because I've got lots of time now. Just down the road, I've got a place where I can get this Big K Cherry Cola. I can walk there from here. So when I'm out, I just walk on down, grab myself 10 to 12 liters, and shoot that shit down my guts. Thanks for coming by, Pastafarians. Yeah. See you very, very soon.
Everywhere on her hands, doesn't try.